welcome to Reference TV. This is the Insight, where we take our voices to the world with me, Love Owen. Working for someone or for a company is good, but being your own boss and doing what you love is better while making money from what you do. Today with me, we're going to focus on entrepreneurship first of all. And with me today is Mr. Paul Babila, and he is the CEO of Ztech organization. In fact, he wants so many organizations. We'll just let him do the introduction for himself. So welcome, thank you so much. It's a privilege to have you here with us on Reference TV.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Yes. So what is it that you do, please?
Basically, I'm an entrepreneur. I'll call myself an entrepreneur. More of a social entrepreneur because I focus on the social aspect of entrepreneurship. I believe entrepreneurship is not all about making money, but it's all about making a change in the life of someone. So in your introduction, as you clearly said, I'm running 6 organizations. The mother organization being my organization called Ztech organization. And Ztech organization is simply an organization that is here to bring positive change by improving the lives of people through skills development and training.
So, how many kinds of entrepreneurs are there? You said you're the social one. How many kinds are there?
I believe there are 2 types of persons when you talk of entrepreneurship. We have the normal entrepreneur who is there to make ends meet, to make money, who is more focused on the money aspect of it. But the social entrepreneur is someone whose vision is to affect the community, to change the life of people. So if he makes money, thank God. If he doesn't make money, he's also very happy. So you're okay if you don't make money? Yes, I'm okay. I think I've not been paying myself for almost 10 years now.
Well, it shows on the suit that he's wearing. It's perfect.
No, it's normal. It's simply the passion. It's simply the passion that is driving me, and all the money that we make from our services, we put it back into the organization because we have lots of programs, the orphanage program, and I think this year will be the first year our organization will be soliciting for funds since its creation in 2009. Okay. So we've been working because I believe in the sustainable model where organizations raise their own funds. So now you focus more on the service aspect of it, solving problems, meeting the needs of people, rather than focusing just on fundraising. Okay. So that's our model and our approach.
So why are you soliciting for funds now after 10 good years?
Okay, we are soliciting for funds because we have a vision of creating an institute. I founded an organization 2016 called Entrepreneurs Initiative, and the simple aim of the organization is to bring entrepreneurs from all over Africa together, because I believe partnership is the way forward for Africa. For young people in Africa, you meet young people in conferences, they have so many great ideas, but if you ask them, okay, who are you partnering with? They tell you, I want to partner with the US government, with the French embassy. They don't talk of partnering with local entrepreneurs. So that's the vision of it. So in that light, we are creating an institute where it will house a number of entrepreneurs. So we are doing an incubator hub. We'll be hosting about 3,000 entrepreneurs. So we are looking for funds to set up that structure, a physical structure, where we'll have offices given to entrepreneurs where they can work from there and grow their businesses.
Okay. So prior to that, how are you funding the business?
Okay, prior to that, Ztech is more of a technology-based organization. That's why I have the name Ztech. Zik simply is gotten from an acronym where you have a company that changes dimension based on circumstances. It means we are not just a stagnant organization, but we move and we meander based on our challenges. And tech, which simply means we are more technologically based or tech driven. So we offer web development services for organizations, small organizations. We can do a website for about 60,000 or less. We've done websites, I think 4 websites for free, where we incur the cost of buying the domain name, hosting it on our servers. For companies, it's a bit higher. That's where we get our monies from to fund our organization. Also, we have a digital marketing academy where we train young people on how to market themselves on the web. Because take for example a situation where I was in Nigeria, in Lagos. You have about 24 million people, very few office space and rentals for young entrepreneurs. So how do you stand out? So from what we know based on statistics, about 60% of young people use the internet. More than 60%, if I may say, more than 60% use the internet. So that's another avenue for you to run your business from your home through the internet. And I think we've had lots of success stories where we have young girls who are running online shoe stores, who are selling clothes just from their homes, and they're making ends meet. So that's a vision through that academy. And from there, we have companies that we train, capacity building and other trainings where we have funds now to run the organization.
Okay, so you said you made 4 websites for free.
Yes.
Why did you make websites for free?
I made 4 websites for free because I think as a small organization, you cannot really compete in the advert space in terms of television, radio and stuff. And if your key audience is on the internet, why not have a website? Because for example, if you're looking funds to fund maybe kids going to school, I think your funders will want to find out your activities and stuff, and where they go is they go on Google. So if you're not on Google or you're not on the internet, it makes it difficult for people to really understand what you do and therefore support you. So it's a means to support these young organizations to be out there, and we believe if their message is out there, they will get more support and more funding, and thus we also achieve our goals and our aims.
So you're based in Limbe?
Yes, I'm based. For now, we're based in Limbe, in Sokolo Old Road, but we are expanding to other African countries.
Oh wow! So are you the only one doing what you do in the city of Limbe?
In the area of social entrepreneurship, we are the only ones. In the area of business, we have other competitors, we have other young people doing innovative things, but our business model is a bit different. I've not really studied the other business models, but I think in terms of organizations, I think we are the only ones focused in that area.
Okay, let's start with the social entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
In the whole city, the city of Limbe, the whole area. How challenging is it for you to get to meet talents and skills and try to manage all of them and make sure that they generate income from what they have? How easy or how difficult has that been for you?
It's very easy. For the city of Limbe is more of a working population.
That's right.
You have lots of companies. Everybody wants to work in Sonora, CDC,
Reference
TV, and the others. So it's very difficult because we've shifted our mindset from making jobs to having jobs. So when you meet a young person, the first 2-3 weeks they are very enthusiastic. They want to be entrepreneurs. For starters, everybody can be an entrepreneur. But it takes a lot of commitment. So it's difficult for young people. Lots of pressure from parents, and it's difficult for them to follow their hearts. So they say, okay, the easy way out is just have a job, have something, because in terms of entrepreneurship, you are not sure at the end of the month if you have a paying client. But if you go to the office or you don't go to the office, at the end of the month you're sure of your salary.
Yes.
So when talking with young people or training young people, I always face the challenge of young people not being deliberate and also being very general. For example, somebody says he wants to start a business, but he doesn't put down the plan of action to fulfill that vision of starting a business. They don't equip themselves with the necessary skills. I would say schooling is just 20% of what you can get out of the world, because schooling sets you apart or sets the pace for you, and you need to acquire more skills in the area of management. You have young people, they have resources, phones for 150,000.
That's right.
But they are looking for money to start a business. While you can sell your phone and start a business, you have a shoe of 70,000. You can sell your shoe and start a business. You have friends, you go out and drink. That is a Frenchman's way of calling cotisation. Today I'll take you out for a drink, tomorrow you take me out. Why not sit and say, okay, every month we see what we can bring together, and we sum it up and start a business together. If you're not active in the business, you can be a passive shareholder, and together we bring our resources and we see how to start something. So is that other aspect too of our ways of individuality? Everybody wants to be his or her own boss, and it's very difficult because you've not been out there. You need to be trained to stand on your own. So I advise young people to really, in fact, sit under an entrepreneur who is already in the field for more than 2-3 years. You can clearly advise you on how to go. Don't just go out there to start a business. For example, we see phones now is the talk of the town. Everybody wants to own a phone shop, but have you sat down to think, okay, what's my goal, what's my end? Do I just want to sell phones, Chinese phones, original phones? Do I want to expand after 5 years? Where do I see myself? So those questions you need to ask yourself, because as we know, after 3 years 90% of all the startups die. Which means it's just a recycling. You look for new money, you start new businesses. So in order for us to be sustainable as entrepreneurs, especially in Limbe, is to come together, partnership, collaboration. For example, I'm running a digital academy. I don't need to have skills in graphic design. I can look for a young man who has skills in graphic design, and we partner. I say, okay, since I'm into social media marketing, I market products on the internet, we need very good graphics, right? So I partner with you, and when money comes, we intend split it in terms of commissions.
That's the thing. Most people are not willing to do the commission thing, which comes once in a while, because from what you're saying, you have to get someone to kind of volunteer first of all their services. How many young people volunteer their services?
Very few. I will really say the aspect of volunteering came in very late. When I was talking of volunteerism in 2009, people were saying, this guy is not serious, you don't love money, but it's about building your capacity. And I think that's what young people need to do. If you're passionate about an area, go out there, sit under somebody, volunteer. While volunteering, you see the real life issues. You see taxation knocking at your door, you see the landlord knocking at your door, electric bills, you see utility bills coming up, your parents, your friends, people demanding so much from you. So while volunteering, you gain certain skills in terms of people management. I think that's one thing young people don't really focus on. They think about the business, but it's not just the business, it's about the people. You run a business, you need to be people friendly. You need to know how to manage your clients, how to make them feel good. You need to know how to talk with your suppliers. I think there are times when you owe your landlord, you can tell your landlord, okay, and keep to your word. I don't have money right now, but I think in the next 2-3 months, I can promise you I'll have money.
So the landlord is going to wait for 2 or 3 months.
Yes. So
but that's the landlord's own source of income. So if you're keeping that person away from their source of income for 2 or 3 months,
it's about keeping your word, because I think my landlady can really attest to the fact that if I tell her Friday, it's Friday.
Okay, what if something happens? You see,
if something happens the day I have to deliver the money to her, I call her, I say, okay, this is what has happened, this is what has happened. If I know the person, if I know I'll have the money next week, I'll add another week. I say, okay, please mom, give me 2 weeks, I'll make the money available to you.
Oh, it means that also has to do with the kindness of the landlord or landlady, because some people will not understand.
Okay, I will say it's not about the kindness. I'll tell you, it's a matter of building relationships.
Okay.
When you maybe you're in a place, Christmas, you don't think of inviting your landlord out or your landlady out. You don't think of sending them a present. You don't know their birthdays. Those are the type of things they'll take you as a son. I call my landlord mom. She's not my mother, but it's the relationship we've built, you get. So if you build good relationships, it helps you in your business. If you make yourself an island, that's where you suffer.
That's
as
right.
a young man.
Okay, so we're talking about the social entrepreneur wing of the organization.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the business part. You said you have competitors.
Yeah.
So what are you doing that makes your business better than the others?
One thing I would say, customer service is very important to us, and I'm very available, right? Available in the sense any client can call me 10 o'clock, 12 midnight. I'm always available, and our key area is customer service. Our key value proposition is customer service, and also high quality service. If I'm doing a website for a client and the client doesn't really have money and he pleads that, okay, I have 100,000, I will not say because you're giving me 100,000 I'll do something lower, right? I'll give you good quality service for a low amount and add training to it, because it's not just about giving somebody a product or a service, but teaching the person how to use it, how
not cutting you short, but you said 100,000 fans.
Yes.
If you give me just 100,000 fans, I would do so how much really is a website?
It's relative, based on the content, based on how frequent you update, if you want us to host it or if you want to host your website. So it's really relative, and also based on the client. So there are a lot of things we take into consideration: the domain name, how heavy the website will be in terms of space. Will it be more of videos, audios, text? Will you update it every day? Will you need training into it? So we consider all of that to give you a package, not just a price. So in the package it includes training and also social media marketing, because it's not all about having a website, but it's all about letting people know you're out there on the internet. You can have many homes, but if your home doesn't stand out, people will not get to see it. So we'll teach you how to make yourself very loud on Facebook, on Twitter, and all the other social networking sites you have.
So your secret ingredient is customer service.
Yes, I think that we don't only look at, for example, you're talking of a website. I will not just come and say, okay, I'll do your website, but I focus on other aspects of your business. Oh, you can include marketing in this process. So I'll show you ways in which you include other aspects of your businesses. And if I see you have maybe a need in terms of personnel training, in terms of how to handle softwares to use to maximize your input, I give you those trainings for free. You get? So it's not all about giving just the website or the digital marketing.
You send them
course.
happy birthday messages.
Happy birthday messages, yeah. And if I've not heard from you after a while, I call you up and say, okay, what's up? What's happening? I'm in Douala. Are you free? Let's hang out and stuff. So,
okay, when you hang out, who pays the bills?
Of course, it's more about the hanging out. It's not about paying of the bills.
But you guys consume, so who pays the bills?
Of course, if I'm calling you out, I'll foot the bills.
Okay. I'll do business with you sometime. Please just take a short break. When we come back, we'll learn about the organization proper and what they actually do. Welcome back to the Insight. Today we're focusing on entrepreneurship, and here with me is the CEO of Z-Tech organization. So I just want to know, how old has it been? How old is the organization?
The organization, I would say unofficially we started 2009. 2009 I was working from home, and meeting clients, meeting people, working from home. But officially, we got registered 2013. So I think we've been operating for
5 years.
2009
Okay.
that it was created. We registered it 2013.
9 years. 2009, 2018. 9 years.
Yeah.
Arithmetic.
Yeah.
So from your analysis, first of all, from your personal analysis of the business, how successful is it?
I would say very successful in terms of.
Please don't be biased with your
I think it's very successful in terms of the transformed lives. I think through the organization we've sent, I cannot clearly state, but over 500 kids have been sponsored in terms of paying their school fees, buying books, writing materials and stuff. So in terms of the impact, I would say 100%. In terms of life transformation, I would say 100%. In terms of money in the bank, I would say minus 100%, because money.
So you're owing 100%.
Yes, because money is just going out for things, and because there are many times we have free trainings. Every month we have free trainings. We had this key training of starting a business with no finance, and we've been training. I think every training we have a minimum of 12-15 participants every month. So for 10 months it's already 120-150 persons you've impacted just for those free trainings. So I would say in terms of impacts, I'm very happy, and that's what keeps me going. It's not the monetary aspect of it. So that's why we're still keeping our heads very high.
Amen. So for feedback, do you get feedback from friends or clients?
Okay. Yeah, I get feedback from friends. There are lots of things we need to work on in terms of young people not being. That's what I'm really trying to find out. Young people not being so committed. For example, you have a young man come to you and say, "Okay, sir, I really love what you do. I want to volunteer with you." And first day, second day, after a week, the third week, the person disappears. You call the person, no response. And while you've left lots of responsibilities, delegate a lot of things in the hands of this young guy, he just leaves, and without any explanation. So so you always have this issue of recycling of people, new people coming in terms of trainings, in terms of meeting the needs of the organization. So it handicaps the organization in that sense, because when a new person comes in, you need to train the person all over again. I think it's not just singular to my organization. It's very it's a disease for most organizations in Cameroon and Africa. So I think we need to train young people to know what a contract is. If you say, I'm working with you for 2 months, let it be 2 months. If something comes up, for example, you're following your papers, maybe to write a NAM or something, inform the person, okay, in 2 months, I think if I'm not accepted in this concours, I'll come back and work with you. But if I'm accepted, I might. So the person prepares a succession plan for somebody to come in and be trained easily. So I think that's one of the challenges that we face.
It could also be because maybe they were expecting particular salary at the end of the month, or maybe at the end of the week, since it's an organization where money turns, and when they don't see this money, they just get discouraged. I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. Okay.
I think when everything is your intention should be clear. If you're working with me, I'm very clear in terms of, okay, and I always sign a contract. This is what the organization is responsible for. This is what you're responsible. So if you're signing a contract of, okay, I'll volunteer in the next, your productivity will act as an incentive for your boss to give you something. I think there's a young man who has been working with me for from the creation of the organization. I think I've not been paying him, but anytime there's money,
he gets something.
Yes, he gets something.
It's like the way we do for internship. When you're going for your school internship, you're like, oh no, it's just an internship. I know that I'm not going to pay him. By the end of the month, you're like, these people, even 10,000. Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
And one thing is, with internship, you need to be very happy because you're going through a capacity training. You're going through a skills development. That's a development platform for you to showcase. You understand what you have. They are not looking at your experience. They are not looking at your number of years working. You're just a novice and you're being trained from the start. Trained in many areas, in speech, in how to conduct yourself, how to write letters, how to formulate an email, how to respond to clients, and all those things you can't pay for, right? So I think also, if a volunteer or an intern is going through a difficulty, come and meet your boss and say, okay. So it boils down to relationship. If you don't have a good relationship with the one you're working with, you always suffer. If you have a situation where you don't have transport and you say, okay, sir, it's difficult, I don't really have transport. If the organization can support me in this area, I'll be very happy. If you're productive, why not? If you are not productive, that's when they can easily,
and the person will just stop coming.
So if you make yourself indispensable, people always want to hold on to you.
That's right.
But if you make yourself as average as everyone,
that's right,
you will just be a normal come no go.
He said a normal come no go. Everyone was hearing. So you spoke about one particular person was working with you for some time. Is that the only permanent staff you have?
No, I have about 5 young people working for me. Some are doing their masters at the University of Boya, masters in MBA, and I have a young man. He's called Talagilo. I really thank God for him because he's really been committed. And as we're discussing, it's not about working for me. At the end of your contact with me, what I want is for you to stand on your own. I want to see myself in you, so I produce after my kind. So I don't just work for me. When we have trainings, you train. It means if you know nothing about entrepreneurship, I give you books. I have more than 5,000 ebooks. I've given you more than 1,000, and you read.
Oh my God!
And you read. You have videos and stuff to improve yourself on. So based on the challenge, he is picking up, and he started his own business. It's called Chip School, and he's duly registered as a sole proprietorship for now, even though he will move to a limited liability company. So he's selling chips, medicinal chips, and medicinal chips, which means if you have catarrh, cough, you just need to take the chips.
Oh my goodness,
3 days,
I'm coming for you.
After 3 days, you'll be fine. So that's one of my products that I'm really happy. You get, and you're also one of my products too.
I was going to say that at the end of the program. Yes, I'm one of his products.
So we have young people that it's not about working for me. It's more about being productive. So I have a young man right now who is more of my wingman. He's also going through lots of training in terms of web development, digital marketing, entrepreneurship, how to deliver trainings, and he's also working for me. So right now I have about 5 people, but in terms of volunteers all over the world, I have about I would say 10 to 15. I have people in the US who are working for me, who are soliciting for resources, also in Africa. True, an anchor also for the tech organization is Entrepreneurs Initiative, one of the organizations I run, and presently we have about 300 active members in 35 African countries, and it's still through the power of social media that I got to meet those people. And last year I traveled to 10 countries to meet them physically. So that's the network I use in order to meet clients, to develop new business leads, and also to have those young people. For now, I can say those young people support me and I support them. I have a young man he's called Nathaniel. He's in Nigeria. He also has a startup that is web design. He does web design applications. So if I'm overwhelmed with lots of requests from clients, I send it to him. Okay, can you do me this for $300? And we strike a commission. Okay, I'm taking 40, you're taking this. Our organizations are gaining like this. So it's through those partnerships that I really thrive. I don't like for now to employ people and they sit there without. So those 5 people that I work with, I think they're enough for now while we grow. So while we grow, I think of getting from my database of trained people, not getting new people who don't have maybe skills in customer relationship management and other stuff. So I take from my database to bring now to the organizations. There are community projects I take from my database and they come in as temporals to help me. We do the projects and we move on.
Okay, that kind of explains how easily or how come you run six organizations. Okay, obviously you care about your organization and you're busy. You're traveling from one place to the, meeting volunteers and creating partnerships. How do you choose the people to work for your organization? People who may care for the organization as much as you do.
Okay. Last month I launched a request to have volunteers who are editors, content writers, because we are developing a blog for entrepreneurs all over Africa. We want to locate those young people doing innovative things in the communities that are not talked on, like the Jokos and all you have. So we are looking, that's a key area of focus. So when you come to me, what I look at is the passion. What I look for is the passion. I don't look at your skills, because I think if you're passionate about helping the community, if you're passionate about making a difference, being a solution change agent, being a change maker, and also being a solution for your community, that's what I look at before taking into consideration your skills, what you studied and all. But I look for your motivation. What motivates you? What brings you here? Because that's what will fuel you throughout the challenges. If you look at people who are competent, when you talk of this guy is committed, is a pro in this area, there are people who are passionate. From passion you build commitment, from commitment you build the capacity that you need. So that's what I look for. If you're passionate, even if you study geography, I'll bring you into social media marketing, entrepreneurship, and the rest. I have those who did arts, history, then they are very good trainers. So I think it's the capacity. The capacity comes after the motivation, the commitment and stuff. So that's what I look at. If you're a young person, you're committed, you're doing something, it's not about waiting for others. I don't like somebody who complains a lot. People complain, people accuse others, they don't take responsibilities. I just shift you at the side. So if I meet a young person and what it is telling me is solution driven, it's telling me, okay, I have this idea, I think it can work, this is what we can do, that's the person I bring close to the organization. I incorporated the person to the organization. So
obviously you have good employees.
Yes.
Now how have they contributed to the success of your organization?
Okay, immensely. I would say, like the young man I was talking about, Kilo, he's very innovative. He doesn't work strictly on his job description. He's very polyvalent, as we can see. He goes online, looks for resources, say, there's this website, there's this organization or this company that is interested in this type of training. Don't you see that we can send a letter, or we can send a request? Don't you see we can do this? So it's not all about it looks on, I'm done with my job, I'm done for today, that's it. But he goes beyond and say, these are the things I can do, these are the things I can do. It's proactive. So I would say they have contributed immensely to the growth of the organization. And those who have left also, they've really contributed, because I met a young guy, he contacted me from Bamenda. His name is Moa Evis. He's been looking for a job for, I don't know how long, for almost 2 years. So he's some organization online and he requested to volunteer with me. I said, okay, come. He left Bamenda, came to Limbe. We looked for him a small place. He was living there, and I was like, wow, it means this guy really trusted me to leave Bamenda and come here to work for free. So during that period, we were talking about a lot of things. I say, okay, go online, don't be discouraged, keep applying. So every day you go online and apply for 100 jobs online. Every day.
100 jobs every day.
And after 2 weeks working with me, he was called by a cooperative in Douala. So I think we talk all the time. He called me just I think 2 days or 3 days ago, and he was asking me how are things going. He's seen things on Facebook, he's seen that the organization. So those people have really impacted the organization in one way or another, because now they are heralds of the organization, which simply means they spread the good news of what we are doing, and also they bring in support. So in those areas, that's how those young people get to bring out the best from the organization and also give out their best.
Okay. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about being an entrepreneur. Please come back with us. Welcome back to the Insight with me, Love Owen. Today we're focusing on entrepreneurship. So, and we're here with Mr. Paul Babila of Systec Organization. What is your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur?
I would say solving real life situations. That's the most rewarding. When you come up with an idea and you see that the solution in which you're implementing, the solution you're implementing is changing the life of somebody, it's really something to be really glad about. For example, we launched Intrapreneurship for schools, and I was very happy to see the minds of young people, what they think of money, you understand? And I think that's the way forward for universities, primary schools, secondary schools, even nursery schools, to teach on entrepreneurship. What is money? How can you come up with business ideas? If you start from the nursery school, the primary school, at a very subtle way in terms of games, playing games like we had Monopoly. I think Monopoly is not the only game that teaches you how to invest, how to guide your investments, how to protect your investments.
That's right.
If I may say, if you bring down those ideas or those simple programs to primary schools, you raise lots of entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurship to me more is about creating a sustainable solution that will affect or change the life of somebody. Because I know businesses are also social enterprise because they are solving a social problem. For example, you're doing road construction. If you construct a road, you would have helped maybe parents going to the farm to bring their products to the market with ease. But an entrepreneur is someone that solves a solution, and the solution will definitely drastically change the life of someone. Yes. So you can come up with an idea, you can come up with a business, you can come up with partnerships that will solve a particular problem. And to me, that's entrepreneurship. In a nutshell.
Okay, so you've spoken about your successes and you've spoken about some challenges. What are some of the mistakes that you've made as an entrepreneur?
I would say there are times you're not prepared for success. I'll take the example of Entrepreneurs Initiative. It's just an idea I had to bring entrepreneurs within Africa together under one platform to collaborate, to partner, to share ideas. But I was not ready, because within few weeks that it was launched online, we had more than 300 responses, right? So you need to start creating country chapters, looking for the heads, and I would say I was not prepared. That's why you see structures are very important. As a young business, don't think of, oh, I'll just start my business and flow. Laissez-faire, I'll just flow. If clients come, what I advise you to do is, or what I didn't do is, at the start of the business, I didn't create what they call processes. You need to create. If you go to big organizations, they have processes, which means if another employee comes the next day replacing an old one, they are laid down process of how you send an email, how you communicate within the team. So your operations manual is very important. Before opening any structure, sit down and think of how will my business operate, how will I communicate with my finance. Even if you don't have a finance, even though you are the sole person running the business, put those things in place, because when you hit one, you start facing challenges, and it's through that plan or through the operations manual where you can easily develop clear processes, how you do recruitments, how you pay. Because like for small businesses, what I usually do is, when a client gives me money, or keep in my personal account, and you understand,
mix it with money for milk, shoe polish.
When I was working from home, but as I started like going step after step, I created an account for my organization to separate those things. So when money comes, I keep it in the organizational account, even though I have to pay somebody. So those are the things I didn't do, and it really affected me. Also, delegation is very important. I was a lone ranger, doing everything myself. Even though I had people helping me, I had to cross-check everything, and it delayed processes. And also it created a sort of lack of trust, because those young people were like, okay, maybe I'm not competent enough, or I'm lacking this. So those are the things I didn't take into consideration. Like trust is very important. You know, the way you talk to someone, the way you respond, the way you delegate will prove the person's commitment to the organization. So I was like a lone ranger with my head down. So those are the things I did. Now I'm going on retreats, organizational retreats, just to think about, okay, the organization, what have I been doing? Am I following my mission? Has my mission changed? Because I think for Cameroonians, we don't love when we say, okay, this is our mission, we don't believe in changing it. But I've seen lots of big organizations, they change their focus. Okay, we are fighting for this, and we've been doing it for the last 15-20 years. Has it really worked? Is there another approach? So those are the things I didn't incorporate in the organization. Now every year I need to do an up-to-date of everything. Look at the organization, finance, operations. Am I really satisfied in terms of worker satisfaction, customer satisfaction? And those are the things I didn't do. I was just like walking, being busy without taking a step back and having there's what we call a balcony view, where you pull yourself out of the organization. It means you are not sentimental about the organization, but you pull out and you look at, okay, from another perspective, this is an organization of another person. What would have been done differently? So that's how I get to improve on the organization.
Okay. So the last question before we go, please, you may or you may not answer this question.
Yeah.
Are you ready for it?
Am I ready for
the question?
Yes, I am.
How much did your company, did your organization make last year? You may or may not answer the question.
Okay. No, it's a personal one, so I think if you want figures, I'm updating my website, so you go under the reports. My website will be on before the end of this month, so you go under the reports and you see how much was made in terms of finances at the end of the month. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. It was such a privilege.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching this program. Well, the rebroadcast is at 10 p.m. I'll be live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Please come back with us. This is the Inside with me, Love Owen.